God, I really want to remember my catchphrase. I remember now. This bitch.
That's one of them.
That's what it was.
That's one of them, yeah.
So I was invited to a party. You want to know who was the only one wearing a long dress? This bitch.
Everybody's like, yeah, this bitch.
Ah, look at her. Looks like a dumb bitch. Hey guys, welcome to Anxiety Twins. My name is Andrea Menchaca.
I am Lee H. Tillman.
And this is us twinning anxiety.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks, is it?
Ah, shit. I tried to do the intro today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
all right.
I think I did it.
Yeah, you did a good job.
I did it.
Okay, so what's this podcast about?
Watch the numbers go up when I do the intro.
It's going to go crazy.
This is a podcast about comedy. It's about family. It's about love, friendship, and one other thing.
That's beautiful. That's a lovely sentiment.
Yeah. I said it with an attitude, though.
So please like and subscribe. We are a married couple that are also comics that talk.
Yeah.
On microphones.
It's really fun.
Yeah. So you just shot a comedy special last night. Last night. Any afterthoughts you want to spend with us? How was the whole time?
It was a long pause. I didn't know where to begin. Shooting a special is harder than it looks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was stressful for me to remember all my jokes. And as I suspected, I was not able to sleep after nearly at all. I look like trash today because I went to bed at like midnight, woke up at 3, 4, 6, and 9. Just being like, that one joke, I could have done that different, or just like, it wasn't long enough. I wanted to do more time. I think it's going to be like a 30-minute special. Then I'm thinking like, maybe if I do like a 30-minute special every year, is that like, I'm just like up all night. But I kind of expected that to happen. That happened to me more back when I was first starting comedy. Does that ever happen to you?
What? When you just stay up all night and you think about like what you did wrong? I used to do that all the time when I came off stage. I would always be like, oh man, I should have said that joke. I should have said that. I don't do that as much now. Definitely. Like when I first started, I always came off stage like, man.
What about after your special?
After my special, I definitely was like up and I couldn't sleep for a bit.
Yeah.
But mine was like really exhausting. I had like a lot of, I had a band.
Yeah.
I was there almost like, I think my show was probably started at noon. I started at 7. I was probably there from noon because I had to like work with the theater people. I had to work with the lights. I had to work with the band, the sound, and I had like a lot of moving parts, and I had to make sure that like everything was set up the right way. So
we got there early for my special, but not as early. We got there at 4 for a 7 p.m. show. And you were out there cutting the grass before then.
Yeah, I also cut the grass during the day.
You were just doing normal shit. I was like, every 2 minutes I was looking out the window like, he's still doing that? And I'm over here just biting my nails. And then I was like, well, I mean, I guess it's better he's not in here, just both of us stressing like all day. I just tried to take it easy, and I like slept in and just like ate food. I was just like chilling.
Like I wasn't planning on doing all of that when I woke up. I was like, I started doing it and then I just kept going. And didn't stop. The day you woke up, you got to shoot a special. How are you feeling? Like you're nervous the whole day?
No, I think I'm usually not nervous before a show. I'm more nervous after, which is why I already knew that I wasn't going to be able to sleep. I was trying to remember everything, but I was trying to stay in the moment and be present and like think of all the little things. Like we were out there helping the videographer. Like we weren't much help, but we were like there and thinking about like we added 2 rows. Like, do we take extra seats? And then like what is the view from this point of the house? How many tickets were sold, and I actually still don't know how many tickets at the end. Or how many people were in there, because some people got in for free, but
it was at least 80. Some people said it felt like more.
It felt full.
Yeah, it felt full.
And it was supposed to be like 150 max capacity. But yeah, just like thinking about all that stuff ahead of time. I have like everybody I know is texting me break a leg.
Yeah.
My mom's coming, which she never comes to my shows.
And your sister.
And my sister, which also she never comes. Although when I started comedy a couple of years ago, my sister was not allowed in most bars or like most venues.
Has your sister ever seen you do comedy?
No, that was the first time for her.
Yeah, and your mom had only seen one other time.
Yeah, only one other time. Oh, and then I don't think we talked about this in the other podcast. Last episode, had I already gone on the news, or was that before?
Yeah, that was the day that you actually did the news.
That was the day that I did the news. That's right. That was
the day that you did.
So, like, because I went on the news, that was the reason my mom came to the show. It was like meant for the general public to come, but it was like,
it was just for your mom.
Yeah, it was the thing that made my mom be like, "Oh shit!" Just like some real stuff. I don't know. Like this whole time, she's been thinking that I'm just like fucking around or something. Now I gotta take down all my post-its from my Speaking American content and take it down and start from scratch.
Yeah, we got to start writing a bunch of new jokes.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I feel like
I feel like that was kind of the why you did it, is that like you kind of wanted to move on. Like you had done these jokes for a while and you just want to get them out and move on. I feel like that's part of the reason why.
And a lot of the stuff that it's in the special is stuff that I came up with almost as soon as I started. Like it's always been what I want to say. It's not exactly, it didn't come out right. Like I had to fix it. At first it didn't come out right, but like the stuff that I wanted to say was pretty much the same. And the theme of the special, I think, is about being who you are, finding yourself, like my identity as an immigrant, as a mother, as a daughter, like how I relate to the people around me. And the little bit that I do at the beginning about like, I have to speak English because it's called Speaking American. That's like my alter ego who I'm basically a different person when I speak English because I have to be. So I think that was the theme and I was trying to focus on that. So there are a few newer jokes that I forgot to put in there, which is a little bit of a bummer just because it could have been a little bit longer and whatever, but they weren't exactly integral to the story to like the point of the, what's it called? The arc. So whatever, at the end of the day, it's fine. And I mean, if I wanted to, now that I know how to do it, I can always like put in a 30-minute special annually. Like that's what I was trying to tell myself last night. Like this is not the end all be all. You can do another one next year and then I'm sure there'll be like newer stuff that I'll forget then and then whatever, like just go from there. But yeah, it feels good to have that done.
I know when I got off stage for my special, I messed up a few times and I'm like, oh shoot, they're going to have to edit this out. They're going to have to change this. And when you shot yours, you actually did kind of like, you did reshoots.
Yeah.
Afterwards, which are going to have to like kind of be pieced together, this is, you know.
But it's not a lot though. It's just the intro and the exit.
But that, I think like you were asking me how I felt about mine afterwards. I think like that was what I thought about the most. I was kind of like, man, I should have like done this differently, or I forgot this part, but the way that it was edited, I think was really great. Like I didn't edit it myself, but I had someone edit it, and I think they did a great job because they kind of cut it exactly what I would have done anyway.
It doesn't feel like anything's missing.
Yeah. So if you were to watch it, like it just looks like any other, you know, it looks like a stand-up set that is, you know, solid and put together.
And that's why several cameras is nice.
Yeah, because you get crowd reactions and everything. I know a lot of like old stand-up specials, if you watch them, whenever they cut to the crowd, that's when something went wrong and they had to make a cut. So if they're like, if you're watching it and then all of a sudden they cut to the crowd laughing, whatever, and they cut back to the stage, that's because they had to like move something or the person had to do it over again.
Go again.
So that's... I learned that like down the line. You know, when I was watching them as a kid, I was like, wow, they do this whole hour like just straight and it's perfect.
And we've talked about this before, but I have never watched stand-up growing up. I mostly grew up with sitcoms, which is where my love of comedy comes from, but I didn't realize that was like a thing that you can do as a solo endeavor. And then we were talking about this with the comics last night after the show. You and I went to see Frankie Quinones shoot his special here in Portland at the Reb Hall, and we saw the reshoots. And that was my first time witnessing reshoots, and it was very lucky that I got to see that, because then at my own special, at the end, I was like, okay, guys, I need to do this again. Pretend like you haven't seen this at all. And
they were a great crowd.
It was a great crowd.
I want to say it was. I don't think you could have asked for a better crowd.
Yeah.
They were amazing. They were down to do whatever you wanted to do. Like when you had to do the reshoots and everything, they were down for it.
Yeah.
And like
not just that, but they were like the kind of crowd that are awake and alive and present. And there was like a couple of jokes of mine that didn't hit as hard, but I was grateful for that because I can tell they're not just a laugh track. Sometimes there's things that they're like, I don't think I quite get that. But most everything else, they were like laughing at the right time. Sometimes crowds are so enthusiastic that they're laughing at the wrong times and you're like, you're not even listening.
Yeah.
Let me say the part that's funny.
Yeah. And then also like sometimes they didn't laugh at everything.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
it was like one of those things where, you know, you could tell a joke and you could tell the difference between a joke that they loved and a joke that they liked.
You got an applause break.
Yeah, I got an applause break at at a point when it's not even my own stand-up special.
Which joke was it?
It was I believe it was a country music joke.
Oh yeah.
And they really enjoyed that one.
I was listening. I was backstage, kind of listening to you, and then I'm wearing this convoluted outfit that has like many parts to it, and I'm like strapped in, basically all my bits and bobs. And then you go on stage. You're 2 minutes in. I'm like, I have to pee. So I just like, there's a bathroom in the green room. I was like, I have 10 minutes. It's not that crazy. I'm gonna run. So you're like, I didn't hear your whole thing. So I'm just like, there's like layers of that. Tutu and frou-frou.
Yeah.
Frou-frou and sequences go fly.
Yeah, it's sort of like, it's that old joke where, I mean, it's kind of a sitcom thing where you're like, someone dresses up their kid in their snow outfit. And then they have to, Mom, I have to pee. And then they have to like take everything off.
Yeah.
That was you, except for you had to do it in less than 10 minutes.
I had a lot more makeup on than I usually wear. And I'm just like, careful, don't touch anything. I'm wearing glitter just like around. I'm wearing this like skirt that it's like just the right length. I don't want like my butt out there. So after I spend like a bunch of time looking in the mirror, I just quickly have to recreate it. But yeah, it was intense. There was a lot of comics that were there too, so it was very supportive all around.
There was one person in the crowd that was like, he was hard of hearing, and he was sitting like kind of close, because I went to after I got off stage, I went into the crowd for a bit, and the entire time he's holding his hand to his ear because he can't hear anything, and he looks at me and says, "It's too quiet." I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
bro.
It's too late now. You should have been here for sound check.
Yeah.
If you want to have an input, you got to be there 4 hours early.
Yeah, and eventually he like moved a little closer. I don't know if that helped or not, but he moved closer.
The venue didn't have a mic. Imagine if we just gone for it.
Yeah, they were telling you to just project.
Yeah. Like imagine if I had just done that. No, that would have been so awkward because I don't like speaking up.
There's one thing that I said that I really like. I always love a black box theater. This wasn't quite a black box theater, but like it was a little bigger. But like that's what I love about a black box theater is that everyone is attentive. There's no distractions at all. You're just sitting there and you get to hear the comic, you know, do whatever, whether it's a play or comic, one person's whatever. It's you're just completely focused on that. Yeah. And I feel like that's a perfect place. I don't know if it's a perfect place to shoot a special because there's not a lot going on. Like, you know, typically a special, you get to have a backdrop and everything and, you know, more stuff going on. But
yeah, it was definitely low budget, special.
Yeah. But
that's better because otherwise I could not have handled the stakes being any higher than that.
Yeah.
Imagine.
But that is probably my favorite type of place to do comedy just because it's just, everybody's just laser focused on you and there's nothing to distract anyone.
Yeah, and they made all the background black for my special where before that it had like some theater play that they were working on.
Yeah, they painted the stool right before.
They painted the stool right while we were like
while we were there. I actually have video of it. Yeah. But yeah, I guess it was brown before and they just like they're like,
it was blue, but it had like paint splatter all on it.
You're like, they asked if you wanted it black or something, or they wanted it painted. Then they just pulled out some paint and just started painting. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I guess we have a few hours, so I guess it has time to dry.
That's how that venue runs. They're just like, fuck it, let's paint something.
Yeah. Any other thoughts?
I'm sure it'll continue to wake me up at night for like the next couple of days, but it's nice that it's behind me at least. And now the next week's gonna be spring break, and I'm happy that I have a busy week coming up so that I can just like focus on other stuff.
You're not gonna have time to even think about.
I'm not just like lounging around. I'll be busy.
This was kind of like the perfect schedule though, because like the week leading up to it, you really only had to focus on that.
Yeah.
And then the week afterwards, you don't have to focus on it, so that you can just get it out of your mind a bit.
I could not have planned it better, and I didn't. They gave me the date, and I was like, I mean, sure. I don't. And they gave it to me so far in advance that it's not like I had something that would have been like an issue. But yeah, it just worked out really well. The lady that works there that told me that I just needed to project, and that she came through a couple of times the backstage. You were there, and she didn't talk to us. Like she was being kind of weird. And then I said hi, and she was like, "Oh, hi! Like, yeah, we can see you."
Yeah.
I don't know. She was kind of standoffish with me ever since the mic incident. But then afterwards, she said she liked it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Cool. I earned their respect. The mic lady, she was like, I would have liked it better without a mic, but it was good.
I don't know, but I guess normally that they just have like, they're not doing stand-up comedy. It's just like plays where you don't really need.
It does have good acoustics.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense for comedy.
Yeah, it would have been weird to just go out there. If it had been like a one-woman play where you're like going from place to place and you're trying to like a lot of moving around, like maybe that would have made a little more sense.
Yeah. And that's how I did the comedy show that I did there, which is like the reason that I found out about this venue. They didn't have a mic. We just went for it. It was Dorothy, Pedro, and I. And I just had to do a set with no mic. And I was like, okay.
I've done that one time when like the mic just cut out. It just kept, we were outside. This was at a festival and we were outside. I was just like performing, and luckily my style works to where it doesn't have to be super loud. Like people, it's generally what I do is quiet. It's a lot of pauses. So people are listening anyway, and I can project. So it still worked. Like what I did worked, but I don't think like a lot of other comics, it didn't go well just because like, I don't know, they're doing the type of stuff where it's kind of like loud and bombastic and you need a mic. But for what I was doing, it worked. Yeah. But that's only happened one time where I just didn't have a mic and I just had to project.
Yeah. I think after Dorothy learned that this place didn't have a mic, then no other shows have been happening there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I had like a bunch of out of town shows this whole month. We talked about one of them, which was with the Conservative Comic. But the other one I went to was in Corning, California, which is
a casino.
It was a casino. This luckily, like this is basically like a separate room off, to where like in other places sometimes you can still like it's right by the machines and everything and people are just walking in and out, but this was just like a separate room. They have their own comedy space. I assume it's mostly maybe they have bands too, I don't know. But they do have like a separate space for it, and it's definitely like not it's made for performances, which is a plus, because some places they just seem like they just have a stage and it's it just happens to be inside the casino, or it's like right next to the machines or something.
Yeah, where you're like an elementary school has a better theater than you do right here.
But this one was nice because it was a separate room, and it was a good, nice stage, nice background and everything, good sound. But I performed with this comic who I've been trying to think of like a positive way to say this, because I feel like the term that's used is very negative. I guess someone else might call it hack. I want to figure out like another term for that, because he's a road comic and he's not doing anything that's revolutionary, but it's good. Like he's good at what he does. I don't love it, but he's good at what he does. First of all, the MC goes up and he's having a problem really controlling the crowd. He's probably like maybe 4 to 5 years into comedy. So he's still like kind of new.
So am I.
Okay.
So
But he wasn't.
but they're the host.
Yeah, he's the host, and he was having a tough time like controlling the crowd, but he didn't address it at any point. He was just like they were talking over him. He goes up and they're just kind of still talking over him, and he's just trying to plow through it, which I understand. But at some point, you have to be like, all right, guys, like we need to focus. Stop. Like this drunk guy needs to either get out of here or be quiet. You know, stuff like that. He never really did that, but you know, he does his time, and then he brings me up, and I'm doing 30 minutes, and I'm probably like 2 minutes in, and there's a guy that is so drunk that he is just mumbling incoherently at anything, like any pause that's left in there. He's just mumbling to where no one really understands what he's saying. And then I asked, like, okay, who is this guy with? And he's there with a bachelor party. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all right, well, so this, I'm like, well, so this is your fault. You brought this guy. 5 minutes later, someone else does something crazy. And then 5 minutes later, someone else, like it's all over it's not just like one person that has a problem not talking.
Yeah.
It's just kind of all over the room. Like I guess they had just too many drinks in this casino and they were just like kind of going crazy.
Isn't that a thing at all casinos? Because drinks are free. Like everybody's just drunk.
It's not. Yeah. I mean, it is a problem. Like sometimes this felt like extra though.
Yeah.
Cause I did 30 minutes and to be like, I'd say like 20 minutes was solid and it was good and it worked. But 10 minutes was just me trying to be like, hey, guy, stop it.
But not in a row.
Yeah, but not consecutive 10 minutes.
Otherwise, that would be nice to have 20 minutes done and just be like, okay, I'm out here.
So overall, like it was a decent set. But I had to like keep stopping and be all right, it's fine. Like if you want to talk during my set, that's fine. But when the headline comes out, please don't do that. And the security wasn't doing anything. Or they would come up and like talk to someone for a bit and then
they wouldn't kick him out.
And then they would just walk away and then the guy would still keep going. So I'm like, I don't want to say kick this guy out, but you all, I mean, at a certain point, I asked the crowd, like, am I being crazy? Like, am I? And they were with me. They were like, yes, get this guy out of here.
Yeah.
But no one from the casino really did anything. So
pay him enough to actually do something,
I guess. So my set was like, it was decent. It was just like interrupted so many times. It was kind of hard to like get a rhythm going. I get off stage and then the headliner comes out and he has a very like loud to where even if people are talking, because my stuff is like it's quiet and people are there's a lot of pauses. So obviously people have room. You can hear someone if someone's talking. But he goes on and he does what he does and he freaking kills because it's just constant talking and loud. And he's that type of comic to where this crowd is going to love it because there's nothing that you have to think about. It's men be doing this, women be doing that. He's a black guy. Black people do this. He even has a catchphrase that he sold on his t-shirts. Mm-hmm. Like he's one of those type of comics. And they just like ate it up and he was freaking killed. And he's also like off stage. He was a very nice guy. It was just one of those nights where it's like, all right, man, well, I'm glad that I got paid a decent amount of money to do this.
To endure this drunk.
Yeah. Cause this is definitely not a path that I want to go down. Like I'm like some people, this is what they do. They go to casinos, they go to clubs and this is
I told you my plan is to create a hack alter ego so I can get paid for clubs.
That'll
be my next 30 minutes. I'm gonna just do
do a hack. You need a catchphrase.
Yeah. What was my catchphrase? I already have.
You've had so many.
I had so many.
I can't remember.
They're not that catchy. Even I forget them.
Yeah. As far as other comics that I work with, that do like casinos and stuff like that, he was probably the best that I've seen. But it's definitely not a road that I want to go down. It just doesn't seem interesting or fun at all.
Yeah.
To do.
It just pays. That's the only positive.
Yeah. The only upside is that it pays pretty well. You did Next Stop.
Yeah, I did a Next Stop.
How was that?
It was a small town and people were not into any of my political stuff. And so I tried to move on and then I did my my man joke, which is actually like pro man, but I feel like people in the crowd were like confused by it. They were like, so do we like or no? They were definitely a tough room, and it was not just me. There was 3 of us, and we all struggled. Headliner was struggling. But Next Up also does pay better. So that's like one of the only things.
Yeah.
That's what sucks about comedy. You're like, can I have a good show that also pays?
Yeah.
There's a lot of more opportunities with Next Up. So, and I've done some other ones that have been good. So
I'm told that like Next Stop
time.
is basically like Don't Tell, but for an older crowd.
yeah,
Is that accurate?
that's what I've noticed. But I think it's not that it is for an older crowd. It's just that, and I don't know if they're doing this on purpose, but it ends up being just like comfortable venues where I feel like Don't Tell is more about how difficult it is to find. Whereas Next Up is like, it's gonna be a Frank's Noodles house. And people are like, perfect.
Yeah,
like,
I know that place. It
I
sounds
can
great.
sit there. There's like tables and noodles. It's like, it's more comfortable. Whereas like Don't Tell is like, you're gonna go up the 3rd floor, down the hall to the left, and then you have to bring a cooler with your own drinks. It's just like a lot of like more uncomfortable steps.
Yeah.
But people are like, it's cool.
Yeah, which
And
does feel like kind of it is like a younger person would do that.
Yeah.
Want to do
They're
all
up
that,
for
and
it.
an older person was like, I want to go to the noodle house.
Yeah, the older person's like, where is it though?
What's the parking situation?
Yeah, what is the parking situation? Can I bring my walker? I need more details.
Yeah.
I think that's just the only reason why. But also this place, like the one that didn't do great, it was a mix of ages. And I don't think it was because they were older that they didn't like it. It was just more like small town. They wanted a person like the one that you're talking about.
Which is, I'm always, sometimes I wish I was that type of comic to just be like, hey guys, what's going on? And then be able to do that type of thing. Cause sometimes I see it, I'm like, man, that looks fun.
Yeah.
If I could, but like with my personality, like that's not fun for who I am. But sometimes I wish I was that type of person to be like,
stop being yourself.
Yeah, I would have to sell. I don't think those people are selling out because they're being true to themselves.
Yeah.
But I would be selling out if I did that type of comedy.
So that's going to be what I'm going to do next. My first special was all about like finding myself and being who I am. My second special is going to be
selling out.
Clown. Just full on clown.
Yeah. You got to get some catchphrases in there. Sell some t-shirts with whatever catchphrase it is on there.
Oh, God, I really want to remember my catchphrase. You said we need to start a notes.
Yeah, we need to start a notes with all your catchphrases.
Because I do have a lot. I remember now. It was like this bitch.
That's one of them.
That's what it was.
That's one of them, yeah.
It's like, because it applies to so many situations. It can just be like, so I was invited to a party and I was the only one wearing a dress. You want to know who was the only one wearing a long dress? This bitch!
Everybody's like, yeah, this bitch!
Ah, look at her! Looks like a dumb bitch! That outfit.
And then everybody has t-shirts that says this bitch on them.
This bitch. Unquotes. I wanted to be like,
I went to go see this bitch, and all I got was his t-shirt.
His lousy t-shirt. Who started that? Who was the first person to make
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty genius.
Because recently we were watching Golden Girls, and I saw that reference. Like, you should get a t-shirt for that. And I was like, this has been going on for a while. Who was the first genius that was like, I went to El Alamo, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
Genius.
And then there's the other ones. It's like, I'm this idiot.
Yeah.
Or he's with me or something like that. Yeah, so it's going to be this bitch.
So the next show was also your show, which is Chill and Phil. How was Chill and Phil?
I hadn't done Chill and Phil in like a year. I really like that place. I feel like those crowds are really my people. There were a lot more younger people this time, so not as much. And there was a guy there who does like darker stuff, one-liners, and they did not like him. They were a tougher crowd. But I made a joke about this because I hadn't been there in like a year, and in the bathroom they had stacks of tile.
Okay.
And I was like, last time I was here, those stacks of tile were also there. So 1 year. When are we gonna? We need to get some Mexicans up in here and get this figured out. When is the flooring going on? Because when like about a year or 2 years ago, when that mic started, it was also like the place was getting revamped. They got the food carts. They like moved the bar. They did a lot of stuff. So like at the time it made sense. Now it's just like
it just still got it. Now it's part of the decorum.
Did we just buy too much? What's going on?
Now it's just what it looks like. That's just what it is.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I have
instead of furniture, you just get stacks of tile to sit on.
I have like it's 50-50 with that place. I generally like everyone else that I know that does that show is like, yeah, I had a great time. It was great, but half the time I go, it's because you just said that there was a guy that did darker stuff and it was one-liners and it didn't go well, and that's more or less what I do.
That reminded me of you.
And yeah, I don't know, they just not into what I do half the time. So I have had good sets there, but I've had just as many sets where people are just looking at me like, okay, what was that? Yeah. Next thing.
They're not drunk enough because it's a kid-friendly brewery. So a lot of the times there's kids, there's dogs, there's teens, there's like a lot of things happening, which is that's a little tricky. And then they also have a ton of food carts. So the little beepy things are going off all the time. That's hard too, but.
And then usually sometimes when they're doing football season and they don't want to turn off the TV.
And it's so fun to go right after they just turn off their favorite game. I mean, there's like 2 sections and there's TVs in the other section. So let's go to the other section.
So I did a show in Eugene. I headlined that show. It was a decent show. Like they weren't like an amazing crowd. It had very much bachelorette party energy. Like there was a lot of women there. They were just excited to be out and drinking. And one lady said she was on shrooms. I don't know if she was or not, but she definitely was. She was on something. The first person that went up was very say sex positive. Like if you told they said anything about, sex or whatever, and the crowd just loved it. They were like, yeah, and you go girl.
Goes wild.
And yeah.
For dicks.
So they talked about anything like that and they just loved it. And I went up and like they were fine. Like they enjoyed it, but I sometimes I do feel bad when I know what the type of crowd that a comic wants. Like if you're like going out with the girls and you want to drink and you're going, hey, let's go see some stand-up comedy. I don't think I'm the person that they want to see.
Yeah.
And I do kind of feel bad. I'm just like, yeah, this isn't.
Sorry, but this is what we're doing.
Yeah, this is what we're doing. I'm not going to change my act, but this is sorry. I'm sorry that you chose the wrong night or you chose the wrong comic, but maybe come back next week or maybe you'll get what you want.
The crowd of my special loved you.
Yeah. Yeah, they were a good crowd.
They were a smart crowd.
Smart crowd. It was good.
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
We've been pretty busy this year. Like from January through March, we've been pretty busy. I kind of feel like now it's going to go. It's going to calm down a little bit.
This is more or less what happened last year too. Like things were like really, like big things were happening at the beginning of the year. And then by the time summer hit, it kind of dipped and not much else was happening.
I'm okay with that. I kind of feel like I need a break and I need to reconsider, come up with some this bitch punchline.
Yeah, you need to write. So that's what this board back here is going to be.
It's just going to say this bitch this real big.
All the different this bitch.
Whenever, and what's hard about this is that Isabel, our daughter, and her friends are always up in here. I'm like, you have the whole house. My room is the smallest room. Just leave me alone. And they're all in here like, what is this? What is this? Ooh, a ring. I'm like, get out. Imagine if I put this bitch really big. Like, that's not going to call their attention.
Yeah, they're going to. Well, that's going to be their catchphrase now. They're going to be using that.
They're going to be running around like, this bitch. No, what's the thing that's cracking them up right now? They just learned that a bunch of 8-year-olds just learned that what balls means. And now you can't talk about actual balls anymore because I guess what I heard, to quote one of them, we have a dirty mind. And I was like, girl, you don't even know what you don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So now I can never know peace again, I guess. We just
well, just don't talk about balls.
I mean, we don't even play sports. I don't know how it comes up.
We're only talking about hockey.
We're only talking about pucks.
Hockey. Badminton has the shuttlecock. That's what it is. So need to
maybe we only play sports.
Maybe they'll figure out that.
Fireballs.
Yeah, we're gonna use we're just playing hockey. The next show I did was also out of town.
The next show.
It was a Harvey's pop-up comedy show.
Oh yeah, I don't think I heard much about that one.
Yeah, that was in Hillsboro. It was a show. It's at a winery, which in theory, the winery shows seem like they'd be fun. Because it's a nice. I don't know, like people like coming to a winery, drinking wine, and like it seems like a night out. But it generally just happens. It always happens to be just in like a big, huge warehouse, which is not good for comedy. And, these big tall ceilings and echoey. It's generally cold unless it, and if it's in the summer, it's hot. We started the show, I believe it was like 6 o'clock or something. So the sun is still out and there's windows. So the sun is just like beaming in through the show through the whole time. I hosted the show. So by the time the headliner comes out, in the middle of his set, the sun actually goes down. So actually it's dark by then. But the first hour of the show, we're basically doing it and it feels like you're doing it in the middle of the day, doing comedy in the middle of the day.
Yeah. That's the one you said that they were asking, like, how much earlier do we need to start for you guys to not be wasting?
Yeah. So
start at 6.
Yeah. So
they start at noon.
Yeah.
No, they still be wasted.
Still be wasted.
Yeah.
They were really cold when I got up because I'm hosting.
Yeah.
So I'm the first person they see. And they were really cold, but I got them, like warmed up by the middle, and they were good. By the time I brought up, the feature, and she did well. I think she's supposed to do 30 minutes. She didn't quite have 30 minutes. She was kind of like, scrounging for material about 20 minutes in. And
that's exactly what happened to me.
About 20 minutes. I don't think she had the full 30, but like she pulled off and it was fine. They liked her. It was good. Like it was good enough to, get people, warmed up for the headliner. And the headliner's doing, I don't know if it was an hour, maybe it was probably like 45. And I'd say probably 15 minutes into his set, they are schmackered. they are
Hey,
drunk.
That's another one of my punchlines, one of my catchphrases.
They are drunk by the time.
All of my catchphrases involve the word bitch. Is like, you schmackered bitch.
He has to do like the last 30 minutes of his set just trying to like calm people down. And it was a rough go.
It's a winery. People buy a whole bottle and then they're like, we're going to finish this.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened.
This is not coming home with us.
So it was tough. I'm glad I did not headline that show. I didn't want to do 30 minutes in that room. Or 45 minutes, in that room where everyone is just wasted by the time. And he's just, elementary school teacher, hey guys, come on. All right. We're all 2 more minutes. Like, I'm almost done, guys. We got 15 more minutes.
Oh God.
We're going to get through this together, guys. Come on.
Well, no, we're not. Some of us don't care.
Yeah. And he got through it and it was fine. But then like afterwards, I'm like, kind of hanging out with him. And so many people came up to us afterwards, like apologizing, like, I'm sorry, our friend was drunk. And we can't take this guy anywhere. We can't take her anywhere. And, we got so many apologies at the end of the show. We're like, oh, Nick.
That's what we'd like to hear. A lot of apologies.
So overall, like it was, for me, it was fine because it was tough because I was the first person they saw. I had to warm them up and get them ready and everything, and I had to like come through and like I had to host the rest of the show and bring people up. But like it wasn't as bad as having the headline in front of people that are just gone. It was another one of those shows where got paid a decent amount, did it.
And Harvey's used to be a comedy club. Now it's Harvey's Pop-Ups only.
Yeah.
Do you think Harvey's Comedy Club will ever come back?
No, I haven't heard any positive things about Harvey. I never did Harvey's, and I wasn't doing comedy in Portland when Harvey's was pre-COVID. Was still working. Yeah. So, but anytime I hear someone talking about Harvey's, it's never positive. No one ever says I had a great set or I had a great time or I really miss Harvey's.
Yeah. Well, that's a weird area too. That's kind of like the main.
It was Chinatown, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I was down
back then, I feel like it's worse now, but.
Yeah, last time I was there, Harvey, like the building is now a nightclub. I don't know if it still is, but turned into a nightclub, and
we should go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go dance.
Yeah, because you're a lot of fun.
I can raise a roof.
Yeah, People are still doing that. That's definitely a thing that people are still doing.
Before my time, yet I am doing it now.
Yeah. All right. So I went viral for the first time. Well, the first time that was like actually useful. Like I've had like posts get a lot of views, but this time I got views and follows.
Nice.
So this was cool. Like within a week, I've gotten like over 2,000 followers, 2,000 new followers, nice. Which is cool. I did a show like last month called Topical Thunder. If we're writing like new stuff that's topical, we go up and, you know, we let them know that we have some new stuff and, you know, we want to do it. And we tell them how much time we have. And then we say, I have about like 5 minutes of new stuff that I want to do this topical. So I go on stage and I do that. And I do 5 minutes, well, about 7 minutes. And about 3 of the jokes work. And the rest of it's kind of like, meh. But I get the tape from it and I post.
But a lot of it had to be new, right?
Yeah, a lot of it has to be new. So I treated it like I said this on the last podcast about this, but I treated it like an open mic. And I think the other people had material that maybe they've done like a few times before. But I was like doing like brand new stuff. So in my opinion, I underwrote what I was doing. Yeah. Like I didn't really write enough material for the amount of time. So I did 7 minutes. I probably only had like maybe 5. And then the other 2, I was just kind of, not crowd work, but, just kind of like bluffing my way through it. Very little of it actually worked. Yeah. But the stuff that did work, I used for clips and I posted it. And the first one was just me making fun of the show, saying that they stole my idea. Right. And, people like that. It was funny. But I also wasn't sure how that joke would go because it felt like a thing that like you had to be there type situation. Like you had to know what my show was and, whatever. You took a picture of your show to kind of like illustrate. Yeah. So the next one I did was this joke. So I guess you can call it the coin joke. Where I make fun of Republicans and Democrats. Some people say Republicans and Democrats are the same, two sides of the same coin. I don't believe that. And then I list all the things that are negative about Democrats. And I say they can be lazy, cowardly, they're more about appearing progressive than actually being progressive, And then I say, and Republicans can be Nazis. And that gets a laugh. I had like maybe 3 more punchlines after that joke. The first one worked. The other 2 didn't. So I didn't post that part. So I just posted that part and it went, they went well in the room and, it was good. So I posted that and that one so far is almost like 200,000 views on Instagram. I've gotten, 2,000 followers from it. It's been shared all over the place. And it's mostly because it's just people arguing in the comments. Yeah. And it kind of sucks that like that's the only thing that I have to like. That's the only way you can go viral is you have to post something that makes people fight with each other. I'm glad that the joke worked, but it kind of sucks that like I've posted other jokes that I think that are great, but it sucks that that's the thing that people just saw something in it. They were like, oh, they need to share this, and that's what made it go viral is that people sharing it. Yeah. Because it is like a political angle and everyone that agrees with me like shares it and then other people like yelling about it. And the people that don't agree comment. Yeah. And then and they're still fighting. Like it's like 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks now. And people are still to this, like today are still fighting about it. Like there's still comments about it. People. Is anybody talking to you directly? Not really. Like not a lot of people. Actually, I just saw a comment today where someone was like, next time talk about things that Democrats actually do. And I was like, well, that would make sense if I was giving a speech, but this is a joke. If you agree with everything that's in a joke, it's not a joke. Yeah. It's just a statement. I told you, like, I feel sometimes in the comments, it's like they start out talking to you and then it's talking about her and then it's like they're talking to each other. Like that's the comments like evolve into like, and now I'm not even a part of the conversation anymore, but it's still under my comments. I remember like the first day someone like it was all positive, and then like once you get to a certain number, that's when all the people that don't like it,
they didn't want to
that's
see that.
when, so when it goes to like, I don't know, maybe like 10,000 views or something, that's when all the other people start chiming in, and that's when it starts going negative. And one of the first like negative comments was, well, something like, you know, they're both the same thing, you know, something that and I just wrote disagree. That's literally all I wrote. And since then I have not left a comment at all.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to get into that. And then they just started fighting amongst themselves. And I'm like, all right, well,
yeah,
you guys go ahead.
You already made your point. You don't need to talk about it more.
Yeah, there's no point. Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, it is a joke. You can agree or disagree. I agree with the joke, but I'm not going to, you know, explain it any further than that. Once it goes out, what can I say about it?
Doesn't belong to you anymore.
How I wrote it in my head was, if let's say I'm a card carrying member of the Nazi party and I want to run for president. let's say I want to run for president. And I want to choose Republican, Democrat, the Green Party, Independent, like whatever. I am not going to be able to run as a Democrat. I could probably run as a Republican. Actually, I can run as a Republican because people have done that. That's the full-on Nazis have run for office under the Republican ticket. Like, that's not a made-up thing. That's a real thing. So in my head, that's what the joke is. It's just like, it's not that all Republicans are Nazis. If you have that many things aligned with those people, then that's not a party I want to be a part of.
Yeah. But because of what's happening right now, people think that you're just talking about Donald Trump. Yeah. Which is not. Yeah. I mean, yes, also. Yeah. But just like pretty nearsighted of them to just be like,
oh, they're saying like, well,
they're just wanting to protect him.
Yeah. Or they're saying like, you know, Democrats can be Nazis because, you know, they made us wear masks or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like, well, they made all these rules and they need us to buy, like they cancel people and they do this and that. I'm like, well, that's not a Nazi.
No one's actually canceled. They're just disgrace.
I mean, like, I'm talking like literally.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just like your little.
The ultimate cancellation.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's cool. I'm glad that it's happening. The thing that's crazy is that, like, now that those people follow me, they're probably never going to see my post anymore because the people that you follow don't see anything.
It doesn't matter. The thing that's hard about posting comedy is that, like, if you want to get bigger shows or like go on late night television or get into a comedy festival, like, they just want to see you have a lot of followers, even though followers don't actually see you anymore. It doesn't matter.
So the first post, the coin joke, is at 190K. And then 2 days later, I posted another joke, which is, it's a mother-in-law joke, but also an anti-ICE joke. And that one is at 90K. So like the one that I posted right after it also got a lot of views.
Does TikTok tell you if those are the same people?
I don't know.
I feel like it
doesn't tell me. Then this is all on Instagram. On TikTok, nothing happened with the first. Well, it got like a normal amount. It got like a couple thousand.
Yeah.
Which is normal.
TikTok recently become American and like the algorithm switched?
Yeah, I think so. But the mother-in-law joke is actually like at 10,000 right now on TikTok. So that's actually doing better. And the other one is barely doing anything.
I'm finally posting non-comedy things. Because I feel like I always saw supposedly like you're supposed to stick to your niche. But a lot of the content that I enjoy is stuff that I don't do. I mean, I'm doing it. I'm just not posting about it. So now I'm sharing like things that I do at home. And a lot of moms follow me because of comedy, because I do have jokes about being a mom. And I see in the comments and then they follow me. So I know that I have some followers that are moms. So like there's gotta be like an intersection somewhere in there where I can post both things, even if it's not just all comedy. And I'm not going to make a separate page to post other things. Like, I'm not that committed to that content. I just think if I'm already doing it, I might as well record it and share it. And it's like the type of thing that I was literally like looking for this and I couldn't find it. So now I'm doing it and I'm sharing it.
I post like a lot of music stuff. And I know that the people that see the music stuff and the people who see the comedy stuff are different people.
Yeah.
It does feel like when I post something about like an anniversary of an album or something, that is a different sect of people than the people that like the comedy stuff.
People are saying that YouTube is the platform to be in as a creator.
Yeah.
Even for shorts. And I think that's true, like just based on like the people that I follow are the people that I see on my shorts and on my feed for like the longer term videos thing.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I
need to start using YouTube more.
Yeah, I don't post my comedy on YouTube other than like if I have a longer clip that I want to post for a festival. You know, because when you
share the link.
When you apply to festivals, they want to see like what you have, and also like if want to get booked on a show where the person doesn't know me, want to show them my content, I always send them to.
Do you make it private though, or you?
No, because a lot of times they want it easy access, so they don't want you to put it on private because then they have to like get permission to view it and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So they don't like when you put it on private. So I only post like longer things. I probably should start posting my stand up on YouTube. See what happens. I do post like I have like music stuff that I post on YouTube. I have a separate page just for music.
Yeah.
And I used to have like long form videos, 5 to 10 minute videos, like reviewing an album and stuff. And I used to post that. And it was a lot of work. A lot of work went into it. But then I started just posting like the shorts, and people are viewing the shorts, and I get followers from the shorts, which are just, 90 seconds of me just talking about something. People watch all that stuff, but they do not watch any of the longer form stuff that I post. So I just stopped doing it. And like now all I do is post shorts. Shorts.
Yeah.
And that stuff is working. So maybe I'll start posting comedy on that too, but I haven't done it.
And part of the thing that I was talking about that I'm posting is like my new millennial urge to go analog. And I bought a non-smart TV, a regular DVD player, and some DVDs, and then I forced you to watch some terrible movies with me.
Yeah.
This week.
And one of those terrible movies was Fighting Temptations. The Fighting Temptations.
With Beyonce.
And Cuba Gooding Jr.
Sure.
And it was pretty bad.
Yep. It was pretty bad. But it was so bad it's good. That's why I like to watch bad movies. Now we have something to talk about. The entire time, like it's funny.
It's so.
Oh, and then because it was a DVD, we got to watch the deleted scene.
Yeah.
Fun.
And
the deleted scenes were all the scenes that made it so the movie would have made sense.
Yeah. Everything you're watching, like, oh, that's why that happened.
Yeah. Like, wait, where do those people come from? Isn't the deleted scene?
Yeah, I'm like, why did they? There was so much that could have been cut out that didn't get cut out.
Talking about booty for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
That could have been gone.
Yeah, Mike Epps, who's in the movie also, he has what feels like a 10-minute dialogue about booty.
Yep.
And then there's deleted scenes that's where he talks about it more. We didn't watch it.
I wonder if that was just him going.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I absolutely believe that he was just, they told him to write something about it. And
that wasn't even, no, I don't think they even asked him.
Yeah.
He just went for it.
Yeah, I think, that definitely feels
like it is like the scene is supposed to be like this guy arrives in the South from New York, and because women are a commodity instead of human beings, as soon as he gets there, he sees someone hot, and it makes like he does a like neck turning thing like a cartoon, and the other guy's like, oh, that's right, you didn't even know about southern booty.
And then he just goes
like every woman in the South is just shaped the same. And then he just goes into like a regional explanation.
Yeah, Mississippi booty is different than Louisiana booty.
Like they're not
Georgia
zip
booty.
Codes. What? They're butts. The thing that makes me feel like he went off the rails is that the main character, what's his name?
Cuba Gooding Jr. I don't know his name in the movie.
Yeah. He doesn't have like many responses. He just smiles and nods.
Yeah.
That's what tells me like this was never meant to be dialogue.
He just said, "Yeah, you sound like a connoisseur."
Off the rails. He's just like, okay.
Yeah, but I mean that's what happens in a lot of comedies like that. Like he's a stand up, and that's kind of like what if you see him in other movies, that's kind of what he does.
Yeah, that was a terrible movie I made you watch.
Yeah, it is.
But when I was
Beyonce
buying DVDs and I saw Beyonce, I was like, "What?"
Well, you know she's been in movies before though. You didn't know that?
I mean, I knew she was the voice at somebody from The Lion King.
Mm-hmm. No, and the newer one, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, the newer Lion King. But she stopped acting pretty early because we realized, she's not good at this.
You're like, wait, is Beyonce playing Beyonce again?
But
I want to watch every movie she's ever made just to see.
I would say it's probably no more than like 5. Like it's not a whole lot.
Doable. I can do that.
But I will say that they didn't have her doing a whole lot. She's not in it as much as you think she would be.
She was in the cover.
Yeah. But yeah. So they do like try to keep it down like to where she's not in every scene.
Yeah.
And because you would definitely the cracks would start to show.
The cracks would start to show. There was already so many holes in the plot. I guess where all the holes were, that's where they should put Beyonce to fill them in, but they were like, we got nothing.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they had the idea, hey, let's make a musical. We have all these people. Maybe they were all on the same record label or signed to the same person. They had the same manager. It's like, let's make a movie with all these people.
Yeah. And then they were like, entire roster.
Okay, then let's write around it.
What do you think is like the white version of this movie?
It would have to be something that it would definitely be country. I feel like there's definitely like it's not a movie that I've seen, but I do feel like it's probably like some country singer that somebody from New York comes down to the South, and they're in Tennessee and they have to learn about all the Southern ways and
Hannah Montana.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely feel like there's definitely
it just feels
it's just like a movie I haven't seen.
They were like, how can we get a bunch of older Christian Black people to go to the theater?
Yep.
We need a lot of what's the music called?
Gospel.
A lot of gospel. Beyonce.
Done.
Bada bing, bada boom.
And then
I want to know how it did in the
Rotten Tomatoes
box office.
Oh, I mean, I doubt it did well. But you've never seen a Tyler Perry movie, right?
I don't think so.
Well, then you just need to, if you want bad movies, Tyler Perry.
Boy, do I.
Boy. I mean, just watch a bunch of Tyler Perry movies. Yeah. You're good. Like that'll fix you.
I told you now I'm thinking about becoming a member at the DVD rental in Portland so that I can pretend it's the 90s.
And that's what I thought you had done when you had the DVDs. I thought you rented them. I'm like, you bought these?
Well, they were really cheap.
Yeah.
But it would make sense to rent them. It's just that it's a whole, like, you have to go down there. It's like, that's part of the experience.
Yeah. So why don't you do that?
We should do that.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be a part of this.
Why am I alone in this?
Because I lived this. This was real life for me. I'm not cosplaying.
I lived it too. I had a Blockbuster card and I went down with my friends on Friday night and we were like, what are we going to watch? For 2 hours until it was too late to watch something.
All right, well, go for it.
You got to come with me though.
Yeah. Anything else about Fighting Temptations?
Well,
you said like we need to watch bad movies. There's so much more to talk about than with a good movie. So you should have an hour to talk about it.
There was no chemistry between the two of them.
I don't think there was supposed to be.
Yeah, because they end up together.
I mean, they do end up. Yeah,
they end up together. They were fighting the temptation to be together. But you're like, you guys barely, like, if you holding hands and you're both like.
Yeah, Cuba Gooding Jr. is a actor that he needs a good director. Like he is actually this is after he won an Oscar.
Oh no.
He won an Oscar.
A huge step back.
And this is after.
No, I didn't know that. I thought the Oscar was after. I assumed.
No. He won a supporting role, Jerry Maguire.
That's what happens when you assume.
What happens when you assume?
You make both of us look silly. Remember when Moira says that in Schitt's Creek? I don't remember what. She doesn't say that, but it was something similar.
Yeah. He's a guy that definitely needs a good director. If you just let him go off the rails, he could be goofy. He's over the top. Mm-hmm. It's just not good. Yeah. He's just he needs a good director, and they did not have that. He's just not charming enough to carry a whole movie. Like that's what this movie needed. Like he was supposed to be this guy from New York, slick talking. He's supposed to be able to like talk to people and get them to do what he wants. He's supposed to be like kind of a fish out of water type situation where, he's a New Yorker and he's down south and he doesn't know what to do. And it's just like, he just isn't that. He's just not. He didn't sell that at all. It wasn't particularly charming. He just can't carry the movie.
And they don't explore the whole, like the movie starts with his mom and him getting kicked out, and they don't explore that at all. Like him not growing up in the town where his mom is from could have been done in so many different ways. Like they decided to have her be like kicked out for being a sinner, and then there isn't really like, we don't ever go back to that. Like there's no full circle with that story. They're just like, and now he's back and la-di-da. Nobody's like, oh, the son of the sinner or like something, or like now the woman that he's into is like in the exact same situation, but we don't really talk about it. It's just.
But of all the singers that were acting in the movie, the worst would be the woman who played his mother, who is Faith Evans, who is a singer. She barely had 2 lines in it, but they were terrible.
Yeah, she was like, "What do you mean?"
Like that's why she didn't come back. That's why
they kicked her out.
They were like, "No, we're good.
We can't work with this.
We're good." Listen, I love Faith Evans, but that was
as a singer.
That was not good.
Oh, what was the movie that he won the Oscar for?
Jerry Maguire.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah. It's he plays Rod Tidwell. He plays a football player. Yeah, he won a supporting actor. Role, a supporting actor Oscar. Rue McClanahan is in the movie, who plays Blanche.
Oh yeah.
And I had to look up to make sure that this wasn't her last movie.
And all of the good scenes with her are in the deleted scenes.
Yeah. Well, she barely did anything in the real movie other than like you see her in the background singing and dancing. Like she barely has any lines.
Offbeat, by the way.
Yeah. And then there was one. I expect nothing less. And then there was one deleted scene where she actually like has a conversation with the lead character, and they cut it out.
That's how they get her to join. And that all the scenes of how they get to, that's usually the hero story is like him knocking on doors and getting people to join the group. That's like, this movie is like pre-Glee. it's like the same plot as Glee, except they didn't show us how the group came together. They just all of a sudden they just are.
Yeah, they just happen to be there.
Yeah.
But I was saying, like, I had to look up to make sure that this wasn't her last movie before she died, and it wasn't. It was her second to last, so she didn't go out on this movie. So
wait, I need you to put this on a short. I need people to know that Glee is an adaptation of Fighting Temptations.
Yeah,
you heard it here first. And you know who thought of that?
Who thought of that?
This bitch.
That's her catchphrase.
And I'm out.
All right.
That's all I got to say.
How many stars you giving Fighting Temptations?
1.
I give it 2.
Oh.
Yeah. I give it 2 because of the music.
Okay, that's true. Okay, 2.
Yeah, the music. They actually got like real gospel performers, real R&B singers.
That's where all the budget was.
Real Christian rappers. If you know T-Bone. He was the guy with the, and I do. He was the guy with the braids. He was
I know. I was like T-Bone.
Yeah, he was a popular Christian rapper at the time. I have no idea what he's doing now.
Yeah, and the entire time his hands were tied together. It was really sad. He was just like, I can't rap with my hands. It's hard.
Yeah. So Fighting Temptations, I give it 2 stars. You give it 2 stars? You're giving it another star? You convinced me. All right.
The music was good.
2 stars.
It did make me feel like I went to church. And now I don't have to go to the
now we don't have to go to church anymore. Okay, do you want to close this out?
We are leaving now. Please press some buttons. Thank you.
That was terrible. What buttons did they need to press?
They know. Like, what is this, 2008? The one here that says a little bell on it, and the one here that says follow, and then make the screen smaller, and then watch the other ones. You got the
genius. That was a great outro. My name is Lee H. Tillman.
I'm Andrea Menchaca.